Dora, and today we're going on a very special adventure. Do you know where we're going? That's right, into the world of pregnancy and care. Today, we're going to learn all about something nurses and doctors use to check the baby inside the womb. It's called the Leopold'S maneuver. Can you say Leopold'S maneuver? Muy bien! To help us on our journey, I've got some amazing friends who will explain the Leopold'S maneuver, and it's 4 different maneuvers. Let's go!
Today, we're going in learning adventure about something really important in maternal care, and it's called Leopold'S maneuver. This is a hands-on technique that healthcare providers use during pregnancy to check the baby's position inside the womb. And by gently feeling the mother's abdomen, they can figure out how the baby is lying, which part is coming out first, and whether the baby is ready for delivery or not. This is safe, simple, and super helpful for preparing for birth. Now, let's move on to introduce the 4 different maneuvers in Leopold'S maneuver, including their purposes and the techniques used in each one.
So the first Leopold maneuver is called the fundal grip. The purpose of the fundal grip is to determine which fetal part is located at the fundus or the very top of the uterus. And by knowing this, we can figure out whether the baby's head or buttocks is at the top of the mother's belly. And this is also super important because it gives us our first clue about the baby's overall position, whether the baby is in a cephalic position or in a breech position.
Oh, so we're checking what's on top, like a baby puzzle?
See, Boots? If we feel the head on top, that could mean that the baby is upside down and ready for delivery.
The first Leopold'S maneuver technique. Position the mother, have the mother lay flat on her back with knees slightly flexed. Make sure her bladder is empty for comfort and accuracy. Next, stand facing the mother's head. Place both hands on the upper fundus or abdomen. Lastly, palpate gently but firmly to feel what part of the fetus is occupying the fundus. If you feel round, hard, and movable structure, that's likely the head. But if you feel soft, broad, irregular, and less mobile mass, it's likely the buttocks.
What do you think is round and hard? The baby's head or the baby's buttocks? That's right! The baby's head! You're so smart!
And if it's soft and wiggly, it's the baby's butt.
Leopold's second maneuver, which is the umbilical grip, is to determine the location of the fetal back and small parts, such as the arms and legs, by gently palpating both sides of the mother's abdomen. This allows the examiner to distinguish between the smooth, firm surface of the fetal back and the irregular, movable parts of the limbs. Identifying the position of the back helps assess the fetus orientation within the womb, whether it is facing anteriorly or posteriorly, which is essential for locating the fetal heart tones, monitoring fetal well-being, and planning the most appropriate approach to labor and delivery.
For the second Leopold'S maneuver technique, first, ensure the mother is lying comfortably on her back with knees slightly bent and abdomen exposed. Explain the procedure and warm your hands. Next, stand facing the mother's side. Then, you should gently but firmly place the palmar surfaces of both hands on the mother's abdomen along the sides of her uterus at the level of the umbilicus. Next, use steady, even pressure with fingertips and palms to simultaneously palpate both sides of the uterus, exploring the contours and consistency of fetal parts. Next, identify the fetal back as a smooth, firm, and often continuous surface on one side of the uterus.
Now, which do you think is easier to feel? The baby's smooth back or the baby's tiny legs? That's right! The baby's smooth back is firmer and easier to feel.
And knowing where the back is helps find the baby's heartbeat too.
The third maneuver, also known as Paulick's grip, is performed to identify the presenting part of the fetus, which is the part that is entering the maternal pelvis first. By gently grasping the lower part of the uterus just above the pubic bone, the examiner can determine whether it's the fetal head or the buttocks that is presenting. This is important because it helps to assess whether the fetus is in a cephalic position, which is the ideal vaginal delivery, or if it's in the breech or other position that might require further monitoring or interventions.
Okay, so for the third maneuver, which is the Paulick's grip, here is what you need to do. You should position yourself facing the mother's head, then use one hand to gently grasp the lower part of her abdomen just above the pubic bone. And with your fingers and thumb, feel around carefully. If you notice something round, hard, and slightly movable when you apply gentle pressure, that's usually the baby's head. But if you feel something softer, irregular in shape, and less movable, then it's likely the baby's buttocks. This will help you determine which part of the baby is presenting first, and that's super important for planning a safe delivery.
Wait, Dora, what if the baby's bottom is coming out first?
Good question, Boots. That's called a breech position. It can make the delivery really tricky. So this maneuver helps doctors plan ahead. Have you ever held something round and firm in your hand? Maybe an apple or a ball? Now that's what a baby's head might feel like.
The fourth maneuver, also known as the pelvic grip, is used to determine the fetal presenting part, which is usually the head or the buttocks, and assess its engagement in the maternal pubis. By gently pressing downward just above the symphysis pubis, the examiner can feel whether the presenting part has descended into the pubic inlet. This maneuver helps evaluate the baby's position, estimate fetal station, and assess readiness for labor, contributing valuable information for birth planning and delivery management.
Now for the pelvic grip. You'll need to face the mother's feet, then you place both of your hands on either side of her lower abdomen, just above the pubic bone. Then, you press deeply and gently downward toward the pelvic inlet, and as you do this, try and feel the presenting part of the baby. And if you can feel it deeply and it feels like it is in a fixed place, then it's likely engaged in the pelvis. That means the baby is getting ready for birth. But if it still feels like the baby is moving, or that it is movable or not deeply settled, then it's probably not yet engaged.
Yay! We did it! We learned all about the 4 Leopold'S maneuver. Let's say it together. The fundal grip, the umbilical grip, the Paulick's grip, and the pelvic grip. We did it! We did it! We did it! Yahoo! So did you have fun today? What was your favorite part? Mine was learning all about the Leopold'S maneuver. Thanks for helping us today. Until next time!